Hello everyone. Today I'm starting with a new topic that is called as a regressive alteration of the teeth. As you know, what is the regressive alteration? So what are the alterations are taking place throughout the life is called as a regressive alteration. So there must be some changes what taking place in the tooth as the life grows from childhood to the adulthood and the old age group. So what is regressive alteration? Regressive changes in the dental tissue include a variety of alterations that are not necessarily related either or pathogenetically. That means it is supposed to be not related with the tooth. That means from the development of the tooth till the exfoliation of the tooth. That means how these stages are going to take place. So in that stages, whatever changes are happening without pathology, that is called as regressive alteration of the teeth. So what are those changes normally takes place are adhesion, abrasion, erosion, abfraction, dentinal sclerosis, resorption of the tooth, hypercementosis and cementia. So these are the normally changes which are taken place throughout the life. So coming to the first, what is adhesion? Adhesion is nothing but a physiological wearing of the tooth as a result of tooth to tooth contact as in mastication. So this word is very important, that is tooth to tooth contact. There may be a abrasion, adhesion, there may be wearing of a tooth by any other means also, but this is most important, which is as a tooth to tooth contact. That is, what are the reason? That will be again during the mastication. So what are those? The physiological, that means its routine mastication is there, that is physiological. Aging process throughout the life, yes, definitely the size, height of the tooth is going to reduce. So that is what is the aging process. The tooth will not become small, but because of wearing of the tooth becomes little smaller in size. Normally they are happening only into the permanent tooth, not into the deciduous dentition. But if it is in deciduous dentition, definitely is an abnormal thing. Normally it is considered to be a dentinogenesis imperfecta or a amelogenesis imperfecta, where the dentin formation is imperfect, or amelogenesis, that means enamel formation is defective. So in that cases, in the deciduous tooth you will have these changes of an adhesion. Otherwise you will not see adhesion in the deciduous dentition. So there are two types normally of an adhesion: proximal surface adhesion and occluding surface adhesion. Proximal surface, side by side, either mesial side or the distal side. So throughout the life, when the masticatory forces are there, the tooth shift from mesial to distal side also. So during that shifting, the tooth friction is occurred between the mesial of the one tooth and the distal surface of the other tooth. So that is why there is a wearing, there is a gap in between the proximal surfaces. So these are widening of the proximal contact areas. Initially it is a very pinpoint contact area, then it becomes widened. Then decrease mesiodistal width of the teeth, that means they are wearing from the mesial side and the distal side. So that is why there is a decrease in the width of the tooth from mesiodistal dimension. Interproximal spaces will be decreased in the dimension. Then occluding surface, from where the maxilla as well as mandibular teeth comes in contact, those are occluding surface. So there you will find a loss, flattening or faceting or a reverse cusping of an occluding element. So there will be flattening, there will be enamel loss will be there, faceting, because of wearing there will be facet formation on the occlusal table. Then reverse cusping. What is reverse cusping? Cusp will be protruded area on the occlusal teeth of the posterior teeth. But in reverse cusping, the cusp will become flat, but the flattening table will also show a depression in the occlusal table. So the depression is because of continuous abrasion, continuous wearing from that occlusal table. So those called as a reverse cusping. That means the facet forms in between the occlusal table. So that is what is a reverse cusping. Then loss of vertical dimension of the tooth. The tooth height is reduced from the whatever it is the normal. Then cheek bite and the gingival irritations is very common finding in the atresion cases. Why there will be cheek biting and gingival irritation? Because cheek biting will be there because vertical height will be, normally there is a vertical height, decided vertical height of an individual, but if the tooth flattening will be there, he has to close his mouth excess than the limit. So if there is a reduce in the vertical height, so that time the chip will fall in between the gap of your maxillary tooth and the mandibular tooth. So that is why there are chances of, maximum chances of an chip biting. Gingival irritation, because the tooth height is reduced and it goes close to the gingiva. So directly during masticatory forces, the food are irritating to the gingiva directly. Then what are the predisposing factor for the atresion? The predisposing factors are coarseness of the diet. Coarseness means the particle size, the consistency of the food is most important during the diet. If the food is soft, there will be a very less atresion, but if the food is hard, then that time there will you have to give more forces on the biting or grinding of the food. So that is why more friction will be there. So normally it's considered to be a vegetarian will have a soft food diet and non-vegetarian will have a hard food diet. So the non-vegetarian will show more amount of atresion as compared to the vegetarian. Then chewing tobacco, yes, they have to chew it continuously. So chewing tobacco also shows a maximum friction of the tooth. In those cases there will be a maximum friction. So that is why you will have a flattening of the tooth. Bruxism. Bruxism is what? Is night grinding, continuous chewing. This may be, there are many reasons for the bruxism, but in bruxism there is a grinding of the maxillary teeth and the mandibular teeth. So that is why there is a continuous friction in between the tooth. So there you will find a atresion. Then occupation also related to the as a predisposing factor. Why occupation? Because person exposed to an atmosphere of an abrasive dust. Some people works in the chemical factory, so the fumes is getting evaporated, or maybe a grinding factory like what do you call it? The granite factory. So where the continuous cutting of an granite is there. So what happens? Some abrasive particles are there in the air. So the exposed teeth, or while talking, or if the person is keeping their mouth open, they will have that friction, or they have that abrasion on their teeth also because of the either chemical or either abrasive particle into the air. So what are the clinical manifestations? So appearance of a small polished facet on the cusp tip or ridge, or a slight flattening of an incisal edge. Then you will have a gradual reduction on the cusp height, flattening of the occlusal inclined plane with aging. Then once this occurs, definitely dentin is going to expose. So that is why there are chances of having tooth sensitivity in it, and you will have, because of the reduction in the height of the tooth, vertical dimension is reduced, so there are more load on the TMJ. So automatically TMJ problems are started with the patients have severe kind of an atresion. And in some older patient, the enamel of the cusp tip or incisal edge is worn off, resulting in the cusped out area because of the exposed softer dentin, where the faster than the surrounding of an enamel. Sometimes what happens, the enamel is get wear off, and softened dentin wear more fasterly considered to the enamel. Sometimes there are areas are an enons because of the food retention. So the flattening is there. So because of the flattening, some food particle gets stuck into the that cavities. Then advanced atresion, enamel may worn off as a result of an extrinsic yellow or a brown staining on the exposed dentin. So dentin, and it's in the form of tubule. So because of the tubule, what happens is the content of the food or tobacco, the stains, they are get on the surface of the dentin, and this may progress to complete loss of an cuspal interdigitation. That means the digitation, that occlusion intercuspation is not proper. So you can make out in the diagram. This is what is in reverse cusping, but this is incisor ridge. I will not call this an the facet formation. Yes, definitely it is a facet formation. You can make out here the depression occurs. This is what is in the reverse cuspation. So cusp is here, but you can find the more deeper cavity on the occlusal table here. See the height. See the height here. It's totally reduced. So that is why there might be a gingival irritation. You can see it becomes a collar type and gingiva, a swollen gingiva on the edge. So in this case, definitely pulp chamber might be either very close or might be very open. You can make out here this point here. This point is nothing but an pulp horn, but might be because of secondary dentin and they are still covered with it. So there are chances of the getting infected or periapical inflammation in this kind of a tooth is very faster. So in that case, we have to treat these cases with the root canal treatment. But is it root canal? After root canal, they can be survived, but you are not reducing the main cause, main etiology. What is main etiology? The height of the tooth. It's already reduced here. So in cases of this, see here the occlusal table, it's totally flattened. So in these cases, is the chewing properly? Chewing will be properly? No. Grinding of the food will be properly? No. Digestion will be properly? No. Because grinding is not proper. So that is why the digestion will also not properly. So vertical dimension is already reduced in these cases. So vertical dimension, if it is reduced, then you have to treat the vertical dimension first. That means height of the crown we have to increase, and whatever the normal vertical dimension of that patient, we have to adjust that vertical dimension first. So that is how, by giving this kind of a thing initially to relax the temporomandibular joint. So these are the obturator which are given, or a tooth cover or tooth plates are given to protect the occlusal harmony or to maintain the further damage to the tooth. Okay, so what are those leads? Exposed to the dentinal tubule, atresion is there, so there will be definitely dentinal tubules are going to be exposed. Then irritation of the odontoblastic process, secondary dentin formation, pulpal to the primary dentin and towards the pulp area, that means, and protect the pulp from the further injury. But still there are further damage, definitely they will be go for the opening of the pulp canal. So this is what about the atresion. Then next is an abrasion. Abrasion is a pathological wearing away of a tooth substance through some abnormal mechanical process. Now here what is there? It's a pathological wearing. Some pathology is related with the wearing of the tooth and with abnormal mechanical forces. That means mechanical forces you are applying for the abrasion. So what are those? Then abrasive dentrifices, tooth brushing, or any abnormal habits. So these are the causative factor for the abrasion. So causes are improper brushing technique. Yes, brush. Improper brushing. You are not brushing properly. So definitely there will be a cavity because of the mechanical abrasion. Then abrasive dentrifices, whatever the paste you are using, whatever the powder you are using, the method of brushing or medium of brushing you are using, that is responsible. Brush, hard, medium, softer, those kind of brush, what kind of brush you are using, it's depend upon that. Then habits such as holding pipe stem by the teeth, opening of bobby pins with the teeth, resulting in notching in the incisal area. It's an example of a carpenter, tailor, shoemaker who holds the nail, tacks and a pin between the teeth. So because of that you will have the cavity in between the central incisor. Then improper use of a toothpick, dental flosses, pipe smoker, chewing tobacco is also responsible, but pipe smoker, yes, where they hold the pipe into the oral cavity. So you can make out, see the pipe smokers. This notch you can make out here, this notch is because of the toothpick, or maybe a tailor is holding the needle in the in between the teeth, or maybe carpenter they are using nails in between the tooth. So these are because of the abrasion cavity. These are the abrasion cavity. Clinical feature. Clinically you will have